I must say it was a great game. Went down to the wire. I think both teams are evenly matched based on what I saw yesterday. I think the game was decided, like they said, it's a game of inches, right? The Eagles won that game because number one, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, I don't know, he needed to have a 2 foot size smaller. Number one, right? So that was a big play of the game. And number two, the Eagles fumbled 3 times, and their awareness of recovering those 3 fumbles was so key to that whole game. Because we all know the Cowboys feast all turnovers, and the Eagles did not allow that to happen. And they finished on their drives too. They were 3 from 3 from the red zone, right? While the Cowboys were not. So those are my takeaways from the game. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, my takeaway was from both quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks played great yesterday. Jalen Hurts, of course, another clean game, and then Dak, who's been surprisingly to some people, but he's been playing pretty much clean all season long. Last night, one of his best games all year, 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, and then of course CD had one of his best games of the season, 191 yards. That was to me, it was a really great game. It was a clean game as well. Like Joe said, there was no turnovers on either side, although it could have been. There were none. Now I'm pretty sure they're going to talk about this about some things that happened within the game between calls that were missed, calls that that happened. But either way, this was a really good game to watch. To watch a a long history of a rival of these two teams, the Eagles and Cowboys, who always hated each other no matter what. And
To this day.
I am a new Eagles hater. I'll say that now, but so I wish the game would have ended in a tie, but that didn't happen. So but either way, honestly, it was a really great game. Like to see how it happens now. A lot of people are saying that the Cowboys are contenders again because of how well they played against the Eagles, but for me, that's still yet to be seen. That's my synopsis on the game.
I know you would say that.
All
We
right,
not
let's get it.
contenders when we play y'all. Are we doing this like members only where the losers go first?
Got to, Tomo. So
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
That's
Stick
how
on
Mr. Pressing got to, Tomo. Go ahead, man.
Ah, all right, let's just start this off like this then, man. You know what, man? We went up to the link. I picked us to win this game in Philadelphia during the off season. One, because I thought y'all was gonna choose this game to be your homecoming game, but technically you did it with Miami. So that right there kind of took a little lackluster off of it for me. But this is one of those games where you watch it and you like, man, is it the playoffs? Because technically every single play in this game mattered. It lived up to all of my expectations. I talk all my trash about the Eagles. I talk about y'all played teams that sub 500 outside of the Dolphins and the Jets. Well, y'all know why the Jets are sub 500. But yet, you all showed up. And then I looked at it, I said, man, they got Byard. They got Howie to go out there and go get Swift. They got Jalen Carter. They got Jordan Davis. They got Sweat. Zon Reddick. I'm not saying 55, but I can't crack no jokes this week. Dak can't outrun that old man. You should have outran him, Dak. That was the 2-point conversion right there. But for me, man, the one thing that really happened in this game is it showed us that look, you all went to the Super Bowl last year. All off season, they kept saying there was a gap. How big is the gap between Dallas and Philly? And everybody was saying like it's as big as the Grand Canyon. It's not. Y'all like right across the street from us. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it, and y'all also know this is why Jerry went out and said it's games like this. Why Jerry look around and be like, "I told y'all, I don't really gotta make no moves. My boys can run with the best of them. They got all them weapons over there, and he still ran with the best of them. Your boy AJ Brown, 9 games, 6 games. What is it for over 100 and some yards? No Trayvon. Slowed that down. He got a touchdown, but he slowed that down. Y'all can laugh all you want, but I'm more so here to talk about my team. The bad. I'm gonna talk about the bad right quick. The bad for the Cowboys. 1, trading Amari Cooper. 2, the trade deadline. I said what I just said about Jerry Jones, but he definitely seen that the running game. Nobody's really been running on Philly, but Tony Pollard did absolutely nothing. So that right there shows you that he's a complimentary back. He messed up there. Another bad for us. The coin toss. You guys won the coin toss and we got the ball first. I wanted us to get the ball in the third quarter because you know what y'all do in the third quarter. And y'all did it in the third quarter. That long drive, y'all scored twice. That's when y'all went up 14 points. Boom. Another one. First drive, not being aggressive. Went 3 and out. Passing the ball to Gallup. Y'all not about to use this on me.
Let that organ play, man. Let that organ play.
Man. Let it play, man. But look, passing the ball to Gallup
man.
on crucial third down. Gallup, hey, Mark said it, bro. You mid this season, bro.
Nah, don't do him like that.
Nah, you playing like some mid this season, bro. That crucial third down, I said I was done with you, but I knew something was gonna happen when he was gonna try to make it up. But totality this whole season, bro, you've been playing like some mid. The
mission failed. We'll get them next time.
They've been waiting for this moment. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you.
Got all the buttons queued up.
Hey,
they got stickers on the buttons so they can't forget what you did.
First home, man, get them out of there. But also, let me get through this list right quick so I can let y'all boys gloat a little bit, man. Defense not taking a moment in that third quarter to actually make a stop. Michael Parsons podcast, that's another bad for us. Not taking leverage of the gifts 3 times. Those 3 fumbles that Joe talked about, literally 3 times. Hurts was so good yesterday, he threw a pass to himself and caught it. Like, that's just what was going on. And then that O-line, let's talk about this O-line one time, right? They did enough, to keep us in that game because technically it could have been worse. I ain't hear Jalen Carter named that much until the end of the game. But let's talk about pressures for totality of the season. Tyler Smith, 4 pressures. Tyron Smith, only 5. Tyler Biadasz, 14. Zach Martin, 13 pressures allowed. This is just throughout the totality of the season. Terrence Steele, 28 pressures. 12 of them came from that Eagles game alone. That's why Sweat went over there because he was getting rag tossed all day on that left side, so he had to go to the right. Hassan was like, "It's a party over here, bro. Come on, bro. You want to get one? You want to get that?" My man Kev said he had the pitcher in the back, so come on over here. Let him get it. And that's just exactly what happened. I'll talk about the good after y'all go, man. Go ahead. Do y'all
Let him cook now.
Go ahead, AJ. Set the floor, man.
Well, 2 teams matched up. The Eagles and the Cowboys. The Eagles won. I didn't necessarily hear Tomo talk about that. He talked about all the bad. Oh, this happened, this happened. But the one thing that Cowboy fans, I haven't really heard them say much on Twitter, on social media. Skip Bayless, everybody on. I've been watching today. I took off work. I've been watching everything today. Like, nobody's just flat out saying we lost. Everybody's Bing, like, it was close. We had opportunities. Dak, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns. The run game wasn't that great, but Dak, the defense, they made plays. They forced 3 fumbles. But then you look at the score and you see 28-23. L. You know who else really pushed the Eagles? The Commanders. You know who else actually beat the Eagles? The Jets. Some other teams we was kind of struggling with from time to time? The Rams. But at the end of the day, we're not considering any of them teams contenders for real. But with Dallas, it was so da-da-da-da-da. It was so this, that, and the third. It was so close. At the end of the day, the biggest narrative that I want to kill today is the Eagles ain't played nobody. It was
Murdered.
What was that?
I said murdered, like kill it.
Dude, it was a narrative that we dealt with all last season, up to the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, and so far through the season. It came up again in the chats this week. Do y'all know since Jalen Hurts? Y'all know since 2022, with Jalen Hurts as our starter, we are 10-0. 10-0 against winning teams. Meaning any winning team we faced, we've defeated. Now, the losses that we have are teams that caught us slipping. The Commanders caught us slipping with Hurts. The Jets caught us slipping with Hurts. But at the end of the day, just about every winning team we faced, we've handled. So now you look at the Dolphins, who did lose to the Chiefs. They have a lot to prove. You look at the Cowboys. Both teams, according to everybody, is considered contenders, especially the Dallas now. Especially, I considered them contenders beforehand, for real. But now they're really contenders because they was in such a dogfight with Philadelphia. We beat both of them dudes. So I don't really care. I talked about in the chats how nervous I was at the end, how I felt at the end. It was a great game. Dallas played a great game. But that just seems to be Philadelphia's this year. Like, every team is pushing us to the limit. We getting everybody best shot. We find the ways to win at the end of the day. And the last thing I want to say before I kick it to you, Kev, is passer ratings when trailing. I don't know if y'all seen this stat. It's been circling around all amongst Eagles Twitter, but I want to bring it up now. So Jalen Hurts, his passing rating when trailing. Anybody want to guess where it ranks amongst the NFL right now?
Why y'all trailing?
First, with 121.4 rating. Y'all want to know where Dak ranks?
Oh, dang.
Last.
Yeah, Dak.
65.1. Because when that defense ain't getting stops, when that defense ain't turning the ball over and actually recovering, when they not, getting points on that side of the football, and they are forced to put the ball in Dak's hands, he's forced to come from behind. The offense got to carry it away, like we've seen Jalen Hurts do time and time and time and time again this season. One quarterback still finds a way to win, even if it's ugly. The other quarterback is looking like 3L.
Sure about that?
I got the right one. Go ahead, Kev. You know what time I'm on. Go ahead. You better say something.
Man, look.
You better say something.
All I've been hearing is about the refs from Dallas fans. That's what's killing me. That's all I've been hearing. Ref this, ref that. But fair to realize that Dallas was up. Eagles had to come back, score twice. We only gave up 6 points in the second half. It's not our fault that we would start off the game aggressive on the first drive, and your boy McCarthy thought he was going to play copycat football and try to be as aggressive as the Eagles. And it came back a bitch on the foot. Literally the foot, because Dak's foot stepped out of bounds on a 2-point conversion, which would have led to a field goal after the fact. And then when you got back down there again, you would have kicked another field goal, which was the 6 points you needed to win the game. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, all this ref talk about these calls, this call, whatever, if you take care of business in the first place, you ain't got to worry about that. But I want to give my flowers to my man Jalen Hurts once again, going down. All this rhetoric about Jalen Hurts can't play from behind against a good team, whatever. Because I'm going to give Dallas their flowers. It was a good game, but Dallas is a good team. I'm not going to say Dallas is trash. They're not. They actually are a good team, and Dallas can stand up there with the best of them, except for when you play the 49ers. But that's neither here nor there. But other than that, Dallas is a good team. And again, Jalen Hurts had to play from behind because we went down, come back from the half after a so-called injury that we all had discussing about in the chat, whatever, at that point in time about dirty hit. That's neither here nor there right now. But once again, ended up in victory. And once again, like I said, people talking about the Eagles, I haven't played nobody, this and the third. We played the schedule that we've been given. Like he said in the offseason, everybody was talking about our schedule being so tough, and our record not being this, our record not being that, blah, blah, blue, blah, blah. Right now, we just getting the beginning of the rough stage of our schedule. But people leaving out the fact that, okay, it was the Commanders, but we still just played 2 division games back-to-back. Whether you liked it or not. That's tough to do for any team. However, whatever. Huh?
We got the Giants next, so go ahead.
All right, y'all do. Okay, we're going to see which. Well, we know who they got a quarterback, or we don't know who they got a quarterback. But
it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
I mean, either way, the Giants ain't the Commanders, so let's not be that.
This is the one thing me and AJ agree on. It don't matter about Danny Brown.
I got no comeback for that. I got no
comeback, but the division game is the division game. But
I'm with you, man.
The Giants got them, didn't they? But
let me stop, because then I'll have to come on.
No.
Because if we lose to the Giants, bro, I might have to call out. I'm sorry.
Let me get into my spiel though about how Jalen Hurts that narrative should be dead about him.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Wait.
I got killed like AJ Brown killed because we wasn't even targeting AJ Brown that heavily that game.
He was gonna do it. Hold on. Go ahead, Kev. I'm gonna let you finish.
No. For one, two, it wasn't that type of game for us to like really over target AJ Brown. It wasn't like y'all was like shutting them down or nothing. Let's not do that. We kept a pretty much balanced game. Jalen Hurts dropped back the least amount in the last like 8 weeks or something. Not 8 weeks, I'm sorry. About 5-6 weeks. That's the least amount of time Jalen Hurts has attempted that low amount of passes. So we pretty much played, let's just get out of here and get this game over with type of football in the second half once we went up. Now unauthorized mistakes kept y'all in the game, and which made it a real scary game with that fumble and stuff like that. But we still ended up with a victory, which once again lets me know that my team has once again been battle tested. No matter who we played, when it comes down to championship football, a lot of times it comes down to that wire of who's going to will this game, because sometimes it takes just pure will to get out of a game, and Eagles have done that time and time again throughout this season. So, and we've got to play our perfect football. Like Dak damn near played the best. He played the best game of his outside of last week. Dak played a hell of a game. So no, I'm not gonna do you like that. But CeeDee Lamb had one of his best games of his career. Parsons, he was hard to block. Like we had a rookie. I see y'all kept trying to attack him. Like it wasn't like we was just like straight up like bullying y'all. Like y'all had a great game, and we played nowhere near close to flawless football, and we still came up with a victory. That should tell you something. And going into the bye on top of that.
Who y'all got out there to the bye?
Kansas City. Who else got a bye? Who y'all was just talking about? But we gonna talk about.
Hold on. I got something for you. Okay, hold on. I just thought about it.
They both left.
Chips. Hey, here y'all go. Cause y'all keep calling them, y'all keep talking about narratives and all that. I got these chips on y'all shoulders. Look, man, take the chips off y'all shoulders, man, and eat, man. That's what happens when you go to the Super Bowl, bro. Everybody gonna be on y'all line, bro. It is what it is. Now, look, I like that y'all came on the platform and y'all addressed the Cowboy fans, cause I ain't had nothing to say about the refs. I had something to say earlier, but then the refs Jerry picked up the phone and they gave us 98 yards to get us to the 3-yard line, 5-yard line, basically to win the game. And then the Cowboys did what Cowboys do: penalties, undisciplined. Now, that's one thing I want to address with Kev right quick is when y'all keep saying we haven't played our best football just yet. Teams of holding like scrapping and we're finding ways to win. Do y'all do know that most times when y'all playing these teams, they are the most penalized teams in the league, right? Like after that week, when y'all played the Dolphins, 10 penalties to 0. Like that's not your fault. You're forcing people to do these penalties, but at the end of the day, the reason why this game was so close was because of the penalties on both sides. Technically, didn't y'all go up like 28-17? Penalties got us back in the game.
Oh, okay.
Y'all. So for the most part, y'all are a disciplined team until you ended up playing us.
Penalties.
So that's all we're saying.
Penalties and play calling, because our play calling was very conservative after we went up 28-17.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Who had a better game, Dak or Hurts?
Dak. I mean, overall, you could say statistically Dak. You could say that, but I feel like Hurts was more. Other than, well, that wasn't his fault either. I say Hurts, because Hurts is more clutch. Like he made the plays when they needed to get played. Like they need to get made. Like we've said before. Like he made the key clutch plays that need to get done. That Devontae Smith after the half, and then AJ Brown right after that. That was the game right there. In a nutshell, if you don't make those plays, we lose regardless of all that happened at the end.
I think Kev hit it on the head. If you want to speak about statistics, Dak in general played a great game. If you want to just talk like statistics, I mean, he threw for close to 400 yards. He had, I think, 3 touchdowns.
Hurts threw like 7 incompletions total.
You know, him and CD. You know, they was in 15. They was in. Let me get this off, Kevin. Let me get this off. They was in rhythm. They was in rhythm. But football is about moments. It's about moments. And I was a big proponent of saying that I felt like Jalen Hurts outplayed, Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But in that moment where he fumbled the ball and moments in the second half, you can make an argument like Joe has in the past the other way. I feel a similar way in this regard when you consider the amount of mistakes that Dak made when it comes to the 2-point conversion on 2 crucial plays. I think it was the play that went to Ferguson that got stopped at the 1-yard line. He had Cooks wide open on the other side of the field. You know, on another play, on a 4th down, I believe it was the play that got batted down by Bradbury, who finally made a play. Good God.
Wait till I get to my goods. Wait till I get to the goods about the game.
He had Ferguson, streaking up the middle of the field wide open. Those two, even though, the play clearly wasn't designed to go to those guys, it was clearly designed to go to other options. He's still a seasoned vet. You're still a 30-year-old 8-year vet. Like you're supposed to read the progressions and see who's open. Both of those reads were kind of covered for the most part. He forced them in there where they shouldn't have been forced. And so statistically, he had a great game. But if you have a moment where you have the ball with 20 seconds left, you on a 5-yard line, you gotta get the ball in the end zone if you Dak. You gotta get the ball in the end zone. False start, sack, incompletion, all of that, and that's not to mention all the other opportunities I just brought up to get them basically the lead. If Dak showed up in those moments, we'd be having a different conversation today. But he didn't show up in those moments, and every time Jalen Hurts had a moment to show up, he showed up. I'm rocking with Jalen Hurts in that regard. Also, y'all tried to take my boy out, and I forget. If you watch that replay, I'm saying it. I don't care what nobody say. I went back and I watched the replay. The explanation that y'all gave was, oh, yeah, man, my man was falling down and he just happened to roll over into Jalen Hurts' knee. First off, not talking to you when it comes to this, Tomo, but when it comes to Cowboy fans, that's supposed to be a flag. First off, that's one flag that was missed because anytime, no matter how it happens, we've seen several times in the NFL, anytime a quarterback is hit in the knees, that's a flag. That's number one. But number two, go back and watch the play. If you watch it from the beginning, he trips over his own teammate, stumbles for like 5 extra yards. Kelsey has his hands on top of his chest trying to hold him up. Lawrence is still lunging forward. Hits Jalen Hurts' knee. I wasn't feeling that. And what really triggered me is the play before that. If you watch the play before that, I put it in the chat. So they got a bounty on Hurts. Because on the play before that, Jalen Hurts scrambled out of the pocket, was looking to get down, and it was a super high hit to like the neck area of his face right before the Lawrence play happened. So I wasn't feeling that. I feel like Dallas was doing a lot of little smooth, stinky stuff. I ain't like to play on Goddard. But hey, it's football. We chalk it up to football. All in all, my boy came out there, tightened up that brace, threw that dimer to Devontae, and the rest is history.
I know, Joe, you gonna say something, so I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock out. But I just rewatched that play. Technically, your man Dickerson was holding Fowler on that play too, holding for dear life. But if you want to talk about missed flags, go ahead, Joe. You on mute?
You on mute, Joe?
You said Hurts had a better game, right? Hurts or no, you said
I believe statistically Dak had a better game. If we speaking on, it depends on how you look at it. If you're speaking on moments, I'm going with Jalen Hurts. If you're speaking statistically, it's not close. Dak went crazy.
Yeah, I asked that question because it's a similar situation in the Super Bowl. Similar situation, and you mentioned that, so that's all. That's why I want to know what y'all mindset was at. Because y'all both said Hurts had a better game than Mahomes, but
yeah, I mean,
Hurts had that kind of game against Dak, literally. Yeah. So and Mahomes was perfect in the second half.
Well, I wouldn't even say that.
Too. I do believe though Hurts only made one. He had to.
Yeah, that was just a fumble. Like Dak made like a couple.
Yeah, but Hurts also fumbled against Philly, and then the lineman recovered. Mahomes was flawless in the Super Bowl, and he had 0 incompletions in the second half. The only one incompletion when he threw in the back of the end zone. No, that was a flag. My bad.
No, you're right.
But no incompletions in the second half. But that's not about them right now. It's about the Eagles and Cowboys. So
and I like that you brought up moments, right? Because you said Jalen Hurts really didn't have no bad moments. Technically, you did. When you all got the ball back, and then you all did the on the 1 yard line, and then after you all did the brotherly shove, and then that quick 3 and out that you did. Technically, in that moment, Hurts. I understand what you want to say about play calling, but Hurts is that guy, and he know who's the one-on-one matchup and who can get you a quick first down. So for y'all to end up in that 3rd and 3rd and 17 or something like that, or 3rd and 20, then he tosses it up to AJ Brown where he damn near overthrew him for real.
Oh, that was 3rd and 3. It was 3rd and 3.
It was short.
3rd and
3. Yeah, we should have ran the ball.
When he threw in triple coverage. Oh, you talking about on the left sideline?
Yeah, when it was time to ice the game. Y'all had several moments to ice that game. Now, I know y'all want to come on here and kill Dak about when he got to the 5 yard line, but technically y'all had the lead going into that 4th quarter, and Dallas shouldn't even scored another touchdown. So we talking about those moments too.
In the 4th quarter, I mean, this whole second half. So I mean,
you shouldn't have scored no points. That's what I'm telling you, Kev.
The whole second half,
Kev, y'all had the ball. Y'all had the ball up 28-17 twice. I mean, y'all had 3. Y'all
was trying to ice the game, bro. It's a division game. I call it got conservative until we had to turn it back up, and it's hard. That's another thing you find like in football games when the team tries to settle it down, and then the team starts catching up, and then you try to ramp it back up. It don't always work in sync like that because you already out of rhythm from you already changing the trajectory of the play calling of the game. So the Eagles should have just stayed more aggressive.
Y'all could have.
But also, you got to understand how our defense was, though, because, again, I mentioned on the Sunday morning game that what was y'all going to attack? Our slot positions. Most of the damage was done on the inside of our defense, bro. Like, y'all was cooked. Y'all was talking to Bradbury, too. Y'all was talking to Bradbury.
Well, that's what that play happened about when you was talking about Dak and he threw the ball to Jalen Tolbert. He did something I would have did in Madden. I would have looked over and seen Bradbury too and be like, I don't care who over there. I'm gonna throw it over there. I don't care who open. I'm throwing it there. Now, that's why I say let me get to the goods, because that's one of the goods. The James Bradbury played in this game. Because soon as he made the moment and Devontae Smith ran over there and said, "Yeah, you him. 28-17, Kev. 28-17, Kev." And then next thing you know, Michael Gallup go out there and was like, I can't catch the ball. Yeah, like, come on, James, what you doing? Then Bayard, what Bayard doing? I mean, I went and got him. What Bayard doing? He was getting cooked.
2 games in a row, he got cooked, y'all.
He trying to learn the system.
Now, this is I was sitting in the car and I was like, do I really want to bring this point up? Because Bayard do have interceptions to get Dak, right? So I was like, yeah, I got to bring it up. Was it the fact that Bayard was playing on the Titans that made him look so good? Or is it the fact that he got with y'all and now he was really washed?
Well, you gotta understand that we're the only. I brought this up in the chat earlier. We're the only team in the NFL out of 32 teams that does not have a slot corner that plays for the team right now that's been healthy.
But I watched Bayard play in the box as well.
Yeah, but he's not a slot corner. We have guys who have never played slot corner ever.
What they got to do with Ferguson?
We can't. I don't think we could judge Bayard off 2 games, bro.
No,
he hasn't looked great. He hasn't looked great. I don't like how he's looked.
No,
but it's been 2 games, bro. It's been 2 games. I'm not finna tell.
Sam Howell was one of those quarterbacks.
Sam Howell's been cooking all season. You hear the Commander fans in the chat.
So that word all pro means
Sam Howell's giving us issues before Bayard got to the team. That's more so about EB than it's about him. And that's no disrespect to Sam. But that's more so personally, my personal opinion. That's more so I believe about EB having our number than it is about Sam Howell.
You have been zapped.
But again, Bayard, it's his second game with us, bro. It is what it is. I give Dak credit though. I don't know what it is when you see green out there. I don't know what it is. But one thing I did,
see green, he played good. When it's red, y'all should have wore red. y'all the one. He wore red. Y'all the one. Y'all the smoked this.
One thing I do want to say though is,
I mean, y'all did win, but y'all the smoked it.
Y'all talk so greasy every time y'all finna play us. I don't know what it is. Michael Parsons before the season talked about how we gonna win the division, XYZ. Dak Prescott. I ain't gonna repeat what he said over the airways. I don't think it's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying?
You must have thought it was honey on the way y'all couldn't get him in the first half.
I mean,
I seen Jalen Carter had slipped off of him one time. He got mad. Then Hassan Reddick had failed. He like, man, what's going on? And then he got his sack back. But I was like, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, to me, the game lived up to what it was. We always gonna talk trash. We division rivals at the end of the day. But that right there just lets me know that the gap ain't as big as y'all thought it was.
Oh, it's still big though.
No, it's
I'm
not.
about to say we get our right guard back. Well, I don't think he might not. I think they might leave it at staying on. Get our right guard back. We get both our slot guys back who was filling the slot spot.
That's gonna help Bayard.
Man, everybody's hurt, man. Everybody's hurt.
I think a lot of that. No. I mean, it don't matter. We still A1. I'm just letting you know what's gonna happen after the bye. We are getting guys back that we needed in these games.
Y'all want me to tell y'all what the gap is between the 2 teams?
But that's
the gap between the 2 teams is a Super Bowl appearance and a divisional round exit. I think that's a pretty sizable gap. Because that's what we probably gonna see again this year.
Do it again.
Super Bowl appearance and divisional round exit. I think that's a pretty sizable gap.
Okay. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all 2 more times. That's all I got for you.
Probably 1.
2 more times.
We could probably cook up a members only with the other Cowboy and Eagle fans on too. Y'all can talk about it one more time.
Oh, I got one more message though. My uncle had texted me, right? He told me to tell y'all. Look, he said, because he worked for the Cowboys, and he said when he walked in the locker room, he said they was in there talking like Ray and Claude. He said they thought they was gonna come down here and just take our cornbread. We ain't go like that. We fought for our cornbread. Y'all won the fight, but you didn't get our cornbread though.
When the Eagles talking trash, I was the ones talking.
I ain't never seen Brandon Graham do a post game conference, Kev. I ain't never seen him. I never seen his wife post the Eagles ever. She be at every game, Kev.
That's because he's had his best game. He was the reason. He was a big reason why we won.
Had 2 plays. Man, let's go home.
That was 2 key plays.
What Fred want to say, man? You gonna get your 2 snaps this week?
Hey, Dave, would you post in the chat? Back-to-back sacks. BG 55.
He fell on one and tripped Dak up, and he was like, "Yeah, I made the play."
They gotta understand too. The Eagles got an insider. They got an Eagle insider and public airways talking trash every single week about the Cowboys. But Sean McCoy. So like,
it don't count, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's
posted him in the chat.
He's in the locker room with
He's in it there, but he's not in there like every week.
There's a difference. There's a difference between a TV personality and players, brother.
No, you're right. What's wrong with it?
And then Dak say he pulled money.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
Okay. He's not just a TV personality. He played with the team, so it still counts. He's not just a TV.
He's not an active. No, bro. No, it's not the same. He's not an active.
I got you, man.
If Slay is playing and he's talking, because Slay has a podcast. He don't talk like that before you finna see a team. If Jalen Hurts was talking, Tomo, what Dak said, there's a difference between that and somebody who played for the team, great player, but he don't play with the team no more. It's almost expected, especially now that he a TV personality.
Michael Irvin
to be honest,
on TV every week.
I'm in the category with Shady. Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin gives praise where praise is due. Shady ain't never get no praise.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Shady don't get praise. All right, let's wrap this up. Y'all. It was good. It's good. So if y'all want to do a members only, we can set that up. All right, let us know. All right, tomorrow Tuesday. It'd be good to do a Tuesday night. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.